Well, hello there. It is me, Johnny B, here for another reading. Let's get into it. I'm so excited. Not the remote. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm really trying. I'm gonna be taking my time with this video. I've been realizing, especially after the last video with all the change going through, like I need to realize all the powers within me. You know, that's like a very important thing to remember. Like all the power that you ever need is within you. You don't ever need anything outside of yourself. For not saying for everything, but like you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna start off with the reading today with the Wild Unknown Tarot, followed by Mystic Monday, even though this is coming out on Friday, and then leading off with Star Codes Astro and the Pokemon. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. This is for the one person that's gonna look at this for 5 seconds and then log off. So hey, bye. All right, let's get started. Let's get into it. All right, how has the universe been? The universe has been kind to me lately. I can't complain much. Notice how I said much. Notice how the cards, as soon as I said, that's the thing is I'm starting to notice my energy, but it's like a physical thing I'm trying to work out, because it's is it really the energy or is it my physical body not connecting with my mental body, you know? It could be really interesting. I'm really excited. It's just been a lot of change lately that I've been getting used to, but it's all a good change, all positive change, you know? Alright, let's get, oh my gosh, one card flying out. Oh. Okay. A lot of I'm seeing a lot of passionate creative energy. There could be I see a lot of passionate creative energy. There could be something you're trying to pursue or do, or it could be about. It seems like there's a balance between creativity and sensuality, sexuality. Is it really only okay? Yeah, I'm glad those two came out. Ooh. It's time to build. It's time to patiently wait for the things to be built and to take things patiently. So right now I have the Seven of Pentacles, Mother of Wands, Daughter of Wands, Three of Pentacles with Judgment. So with Judgment, of course, it's like epiphany moment, like you're coming to a realization of something. And I think that what this speaks for to you is the balance between sensuality and creativity. What that balance means. That could be a lot of sacral chakra work. I know I've been working with the sacral too recently. And it looks like there's this loop of sensuality and creativity, and you want to just find that rhythm with it, that balance with it, because it looks like you have things that you're working on and developing. It looks like there are things that you're becoming a part of. I'm so sorry. It looks like there's different things that you could be becoming a part of. And with the Seven of Three of Pentacles, I'm getting that there's actually strong foundation for what you're doing to actually show fruit and fruition in the matter. It's just, of course, you're never going to see the fruit. You're never going to see the fruit of your labor when you plant the seeds the first day. You know, that stuff takes time. But it seems like there also needs to be this understanding within your own emotional integrity of just being present through all this, because it seems like there's a lot of passion going on, there's a lot of fire going on, and you want to make sure that you're focused on what makes you happy and what makes you feel fulfilled, what you can eventually grow and blossom to something helpful, something encouraging. Now, I'm going to look and see what other guidance can be demonstrated from this reading. I think that I eventually know that reading sometimes it's the same thing over and over again, you know? It's weird how dusty how quickly that goes. But it's it's a whole other lifetime thing. It's interesting. It's interesting to see what different ways I could say the same thing and it still comprehend as what's going on in your current reality, you know? And I want to see if that language can somehow translate through. Because as much as I want to sit there and say, oh, it's all the same thing, it's all also everything. So it's always a reading that's there when you need it. And a lot of times I just want to be there to help people and reassure them. And what it looks like right now is I'm getting so much of this I keep getting balance, 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 balance. Like, it needs to be a balance. And when you understand there's balance, there's both things happen. That's when balance happens. Then, and there's always that balance between sexuality and creativity. There's always is sensuality, creativity. It always is. And keeping that balance and understanding that movement, taking your time with it, understand you're building now. And when I say you're building, what I mean is building is like, you know, you understand the process of you have to put a brick down in order to actually get a wall. But you have to put all those bricks down in order to get one whole wall, you know? So it's gonna take time and persistent effort. Something that's gonna eventually blossom into birds with the judgment. Cause like, it's funny with the Mother of Wands, you got all these snakes here with their eggs. And it's like, imagine the snakes turn into birds when they fly out. Like, that'd be the craziest thing ever. Let's get more insights with the Mystic Monday Tarot. Alright, I'm already getting... Oh, shit. I hate when they... Well, I don't hate, but, like, when they fly out like that, it gets me really, like... Oh. So if you're a writer, this could be a new creative endeavor you're focusing on. Um, if you have any type of... Woo! Mm. It looks like literally you have the whole world in your hands. Again, we have the Princess of Pentacles with the Seven of Pentacles out twice now. So that, again, there is a waiting game being had. There is a need for you to plant seeds and wait to see what those seeds grow into. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, and I feel like that it kind of puts you in a tizzy because of all of this sexual, sensual energy. A lot of that redness energy, that orange energy, it could really make you want it now. Want it now, the instant gratification of it, the need to continuously want it, but it looks like there's like a pace needing to be had. And it understands that. Because look at this. So see how this Princess of Pentacles, it looks like with the World card here, that she's literally walking with the world. And it's very important. I think, like, one of those things where I believe it's like, I believe there are genuine moments where you could be one with the universe, but that could be you just walking down the street. Because that means that's where you feel everything's in rhythm with what's going on in your reality, everything's fine, and that's something that anyone can achieve. And I think you're finally achieving that, finally understanding that in order to live and experience in the third dimension, there needs to be walks, not runs. You need to be walking towards the joy, not running. Like that whole excitement. And we have that kid excitement in us where we just want to run towards something, but then what happens? What gets told? Make sure you're walking. Make sure there's no running. Make sure you're walking. And we have to learn that discernment within ourselves. With the Knight of Wands and the Two of Wands here, I'm getting Two of Swords, sorry. I'm getting that, like, yeah, you need to... There's a lot of passion and creativity here. You have to make a choice that aligns to your best good for you. What you feel is the highest, best thing for you. If you feel that you want to indulge and experience and have those intimate, like, sensual touch moments, girl, do you, you know? But at the same time, if you feel like this is a time where you should be really focusing on your creative endeavors and you're finding a hard time finding balance with it all, now would be a good time to balance it out. Now would be a good time to actually take the time to realize, like, okay, when does this need to get done? When does this need to get done? And having the passion and fire about it to know that you have to tame that fire before it spreads everywhere. Like, you got to make sure the fire inside you is tamed. Like, it's like, because that's how you maintain, that's how you keep things going. Keeping this Seven of Pentacles with this Three of Pentacles, which leads to the 10. Like, it's, you're climbing a mountain, and you're gonna walk up that mountain, and it's difficult because we see it sometimes, especially me as a Capricorn. I see a mountain, bitch, I'm gonna climb that mountain. The mountain's gonna be climbed as fast as I can. That's not how life works all the time. Sometimes there are moments in the mountains where, even, like, for example, like, if someone else is on the mountain and they're going at a specific pace, you know, if there's someone you care about and there's someone you find joy in, you might have to walk that pace with them. That doesn't mean that it has to be so boring and so and so impatient and so why I want to get going, I want to get going, I want to get going. Enjoy what's here. Enjoy the present moment, right? It's important that we understand that as three-dimensional beings, all we have is the present. All we have is this moment that I'm talking to you right now. And if this is the moment that we're having, then it's all that there is. If that makes any sense. Sorry, I know I'm like speaking vaguely. But all we really have is the present. And so like it's good to take your time with it and walk through it. Because if we run through it and we're at the finish line, that's like the finish line. What else do you have to do? So enjoy the walk. Enjoy the walk. It really seems like, especially when it comes to balancing, sometimes we stumble when it comes to our creative endeavors. And that just means we have to get back up. We have to pick ourselves back up and start again and try again. You know, it's okay to try again. It doesn't mean that you're like a consistent failure or anything like that. Like, it's okay to try again. Now, let's get into the final astro. I think it's really important to walk sometimes in life, especially with our society. Well, Western culture, American Western culture, is very ingrained in means to an end, resolving as soon as quickly as possible, understanding, trying to get everything set. But take a second and realize, when does anything ever rest? Like, if that's what we're getting to, if we're getting to this point where we're doing all this fast-paced work to get to rest, when is the rest? You know? Like, because you're doing, you're not realizing, wait a second, I need to rest. I need to take a moment to think, to just relax, to just, like, be, literally, Johnny B. But I think it's important to relax. It really is. I love this. You know, going into this reading, I really thought, like, what the heck am I going to talk about? Like, but then I have to remember that, like, again, present moment. I can't be thinking about the hypotheticals of what I could be talking about, because it's never going to, at least how my experience works, it doesn't ever translate in reality. It doesn't ever translate the exact way. Even, sometimes even, not even close to what I thought about in my head about how the interaction would go. And, like, this is one of those moments, too, where, like, I think there's someone here that's really trying to find the balance in their expression and what that means. Because expression is a big thing, because expression is what ties creativity and sensuality. It really is, like, putting both of those out there, and that's what's being expressed. And learning what that is for you is really helpful. Learning what that means. Second house. Resources. I talked about this before with Eve taking the bite of the apple to actually feel some indulgence, and how apples remind me of that, and how, speaking back on that again, like, clarifying, it's like the whole concept of, like, that was the first indulgence. Like, that was the first time someone ever took anything, because the Lord, well, like, not the Lord, like, you know, I'm talking about the concept of God is a concept that's really, like, untangible, so excuse me if I'm not reiterating in a way that feels included, but I wanted to make sure it's very included, because that it's not even, I'm going on a tangent, don't mind me, because it's not even they or she or he, because then you define that and personify an entity that isn't. Anyway, so going back to the apple, this is when Eve took the bite. She enjoyed herself. Maybe wait to take the bite. You know, wait. And resources that could be like, you need to start accumulating. You need to start finding that balance between when it's being accumulated and when you're pushing out. When it's being accumulated and when you're pushing out. What you're pushing out. What's going on in here, so we can present it up there. Not just being like, let's go crazy. That's not gonna, I don't think that's gonna help you here. I see a lot of, you need to pace. Like, take time. Especially when it comes to money in second house. Second house is resources. That's money. That's your your bread and butter. Like, you need to make sure that's good, you know? Alright, 1 sec. Because I really do want to shuffle these, because, like, I be shuffling, but it's like, you saw it? I want to make sure they're good. Like, because recently we've just been getting, like, the same thing. And I don't mind the same, because consistency is a beautiful thing. But at the same time, like, I love different, like, I love change when it's warranted. Oh, here we go again. Moon card. That internal reservoir of yours. How's it feeling? How's the internal reservoir? Is it actually... Look at them. Look at them even in the card. The Rockruff and the Poochyena. Those are two Pokemon. They're resting, looking up at the moon. And I think that's what needs to happen, is a big rest. It's relaxation. Rest. It's very important to rest. Then, like, just taking your time. You know, there's a song, I forget who sings it, but it's like, I'm biding my time, 'cause that's the kind of girl I'm. While everyone gets dizzy, I stay pretty, biding my time. Like, I don't even know if that's how the words go, but it's like, take your time, you know? If you gotta sit there and, like, understand what that means for you to take your time, by all means, you know? That's what it's gonna take. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I see it could be... If you put in the work, you will see results. I see that clear as day. Like, just put in the work, and you will see results. Okay? But delicately, gently, with all the balance and love of the universe, okay? Alright. This has been me, Johnny B. I hope you have a great